If you could have any snack sponsor for the backcountry you'd endorse, who would it be?
There'd be some
peanut butter.
what's that? some bars, some snack bars probably, but I think just let's stick with peanut butter. Like, yeah, I got an idea for a peanut butter commercial. Just like imagine coming in on a piece of bread and you see me just throw a slash, boom, spread the peanut butter. Dude. Perfect.
What?
Unleashed with the Dingo and Danny, fueled by Monster Energy.
What a freaking sick guest we have on the couch here, Dingo.
Yeah, give him an intro.
Well, we have one of the most, I think one of my favorite legendary free skiers. I would just call him the most badass skier from the Northwest for sure. I mean, there's other areas, I don't know them, but I know as far as Oregon and where he hails from in this area, this dude's the master of steez.
Thank you.
Is it true
Sammy
Carlson?
Sammy Carlson.
Say Sammy Carlson.
You got to say Sammy Carlson.
Sammy Carlson. It's crazy because we've known you since you were a kid, and you're not a kid anymore.
No, sir.
We were just having a conversation off air, and we think the last time we hung out was in like 2013 or 14.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We're still here.
I mean, it's been a minute for sure, and I feel like none of us have really changed, and we're still up to the exact same shenanigans.
No,
I was thinking the same.
I mean, well, obviously, we're probably not. We're up to the similar shenanigans, but I feel like Sammy has been still elevating the bar with his skills.
So I didn't know this, but you pulled out. What year did you pull out of the Olympics? Like you were running for the Olympics in slopestyle? Were you?
Yeah, well, I was on the Olympics was announced in 2011, and that was the year I won the X slope.
Yep.
And so I got a spot on the team, and I was kind of considering it. Had some pressure from some of my sponsors, so I was on the team and was focused training. But at the same time, after X, I was like done mentally. I'd already got turned on to the backcountry, and I started thinking about videos. I'd record or film some video parts, and so yeah, I was on the team and pursued it a bit just because my dad was like telling me, like you don't want to regret this. So I was just giving myself opportunity, and then along the way, I was like, nah, I'm done. So like 2013, I think, year before, that was it.
Now, is that because you didn't want to go to Korea or Russia?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Russia.
Yeah, Russia. It was in Russia.
That was a weird Olympics. That was like one no one was really excited for some reason.
Yeah, it was a bit weird, and also I just wasn't really passionate about park riding as much anymore. So I just felt like my passions had like moved on from competitions, and I was just kind of faking it. Like if I were to pursue it, I would be like doing it kind of half-heartedly. And just kind of when I just got into skiing earlier, I'd met some people that showed me just like they were examples of kind of where I didn't want my skiing to go. And I felt like myself, I was starting to kind of get just like a bit burnt out on competitions and the scene. And I want like before slopestyle events, I'd be like watching Nicholas Mueller video parts and like just backcountry parts. It's like, what am I doing? Like, just go for it. And like Sarah Burke had her accident around that time. And
were you there for that?
I wasn't there for that, but I was really close with her and like Bushy and that whole crew. So that definitely impacted us. And I learned a lot from that. So I just like kind of out of respect for her too, and like some of the other people that had, lost their life doing what we love, is just like, if I'm going to be doing this, I want to like make sure I'm passionate about it and going all out and not just like trying to do it for a paycheck. And like also with skiing, I felt like the real progression lied in the backcountry and like just riding the mountains. So it's like, I'm going to do this now before I get too old and don't have the energy to do it. So that was like kind of why I wanted to just do it then.
And then how hard was that for you to like kind of like go back to your family and even sponsors? Because I'm sure there was a lot of pressure from both those sides.
Yeah, for sure. It was a bit weird, but it was cool. A lot of my sponsors actually like believed in me, and we had the conversation with them, my agent at the time, and I like really believed in like the next step for me. The evolution was just going to the backcountry. So I was just like telling them like, this is what I'm gonna do, and next time we have this conversation, I'm gonna be asking guys for more money because I'm about to kill it. And like, it went pretty well. I lost one sponsor along the way because of it, and actually two. two sponsors. There's two sponsors that were a little bit weird. One, my ski sponsor at the time, as soon as I told them I wasn't gonna do the Olympics, like my checks just stopped coming in. But it was
They didn't even tell you the check just stopped?
Yeah, it just stopped because the investor was this Russian guy. It was pretty weird. It was all kind of a weird thing, but yeah, with that particular sponsor. But
We used to do business with Russia.
Yeah, we were huge in Russia.
Well, they did one order. Our biggest
Oh.
order ever came from Russia, but then they didn't order again.
Yeah, well, they probably had enough gloves to last them another decade, you know.
yeah,
But okay, so like let's talk about a little bit of like the beginning of your ski career, right? Because I know you're from the Northwest, right, Oregon area.
Mount
And-
Hood.
Mount
yes,
Hood.
sir. Mount Hood.
Yeah. So how far away did you grow up from Mount Hood?
I grew up. I was born like outside of Portland, and then as I like in my early teenage, like when I was a teenager, we started spending the winters up in government camp. We just like rent a place there
That's
all winter.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was really sick, and there was such a strong crew of skiers at Mount Hood. So yeah, pretty much. Then I started spending all my time up in Mount Hood and just got connected with Wendel's, and yeah, it was a really cool place to grow up for sure.
Well, that's it. It was probably like summer and winter. So it was like you had this like playground, amazing snow in the winter, but then in the summertime, it's like, I don't know, that's probably when you learn all your shit. But was there ever was snowboarding ever on the cards for you or no?
Nah, not really. I always rode with a bunch of snowboarders, but I was pretty into skiing like the whole time. I started snowboarding a bit along the way, but yeah, just like a lot of my influences. Eric Pollard was like Mount Hood legend, ski legend, still one of my greatest mentors. But he just had this style, and I met him when I was 12 years old. I did ski racing for a year, and I think we quit midway through the season because the program was just super weird and we weren't having any fun. It was epic snow year, so we were always blowing off training to go ski POW. It was like at Ski Bowl. You guys know Ski Bowl?
Yeah, I've been to Ski Bowl before, and like one thing I will say, like as far as like Mount Hood is like the summer season and the winter season are like two complete opposite spectrums of like riding, right? Like
Oh yeah,
park
for
riding in the winter there is like, I mean, I feel like it's a little non-existent because
sure.
of like the weather and terrain a little bit.
Yeah, but back in the day, they actually at Meadows, that's where I'd spend my winters.
Uh-huh.
And Meadows had a pretty sick park. There's like 5 jumps, like 3 big ones in a row. So it's sick triple pack, and then take a break, and then around the corner it'd swing into a nice little double line to finish off the run. So it was pretty sick actually in the wintertime. But then that whole lawsuit thing happened, you know, in Washington.
No, tell us about this lawsuit.
Yeah, some guy, I think he was drunk.
Uh-oh,
But-
maybe we don't want to know.
No, the best stories always start with, I think he was drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he,
true.
this
some
one
of
isn't that.
ours.
This one isn't that sick because this guy was drunk, went off a jump, and he went like it was like a 15-foot jump, and he went like 100 feet, I think, landed on his back, paralyzed, and then he went sued the resort. I think it was Alpental,
Okay.
and he got like $10 million or something.
Oh shit.
And that was the resort's. I believe this is what I was told at least. He got like $10 million, and he went back, and that was the resort's insurance cap, and he sued for like $4 million more. And he won, so then it put Alpental into all these financial problems, and then like all the resorts around the Northwest just like toned back the parks, and so that was like the end of
Damn.
epic park riding in the winter.
He ruined the party.
He ruined it big time. But yeah, around that time, I got to meet Eric Pollard, and that was just I'd seen him in a magazine before. Like that was right when free skiing was blowing up. It was still like pretty early on, and so I met this dude, and he definitely inspired me and just made me like super passionate about skiing, I guess. And I had like a tight crew of homies that we were all skiing, like diehard skiers. And so yeah, we were rolling pretty tough on the ski scene. And then yeah, meeting Pollard, and then just there's such a sick crew of skiers at Mount Hood. And it was like before style was a thing in skiing, but like every skier on Mount Hood had sick style. That was like the main thing. So yeah, I was always just like
Why do you
focused.
think that was? Like, why was style like not put into skiing until like later on?
I think just the background, maybe where the sport comes from, like a lot of mogul skiers and ski racers were maybe in free skiing at the beginning. I don't know. And Eric was a ski racer as well. So he used to ski race with my brother's wife up at the academy. But yeah, I'm not sure why. I think it's just the influence maybe behind the sport was people were grabbing inspiration from different areas, where I think Eric was always riding with snowboarders and like Benny Connors, but there's just like a whole crew of skiers and boarders that I was rolling with back then, and we had so much fun. And yeah, style was like the thing. And I was always like so proud to be from Mount Hood. As I started like blowing up and finding my way in skiing, I was always just like Oregon boy and proud to represent, and like really wanted to have style part of my tricks.
Yeah, that's crazy. 'Cause that's the thing that I've always noticed about you, like watching you like float in the backcountry, just all like no grab style, like shit's cool.
Thank you. It's fun.
When did you how old were you competing in the first X Games?
I think I was 15, my first 15 or 6. I think I just turned 16 my first X Games. And that year it was snowing, so they canceled the slopestyle and it was just a big air. And we had like a big air off. I think I got like 6th or 7th place. I didn't even care though. I was just so psyched to
That's
be there.
pretty damn big for your first X Games. Like,
It was all right.
coming in with the boys.
Yeah, and I was just like with the boys and having fun, not really even like thinking too much about like, I didn't really have like a competitive strategy ever back then. I was just like stoked to be there and like kind of had a trick that I wanted to do on my mind and just stuck with it.
What's the best trick you ever did at X Games?
The best trick I ever did at X Games was like maybe I did like switch dub bio 1260, which is like take off switch and you go over the front, and just like pretty committing trick. So yeah, switch dub bio 12, and then yeah, I think that was probably the one.
What year was that in?
That was in probably like 2010. I think 2010 or 2011. Yeah, 2011. Mm-hmm.
And then Real Ski came in. When did Real Ski come in?
That came in coincidentally right when I had stepped away from slopestyle competition, and everyone was like, "You're fucking up." Like a lot of people told me that I was like making the wrong decision, but I just like really believed for some reason like on this path. And then right at that time, I got a call from Chris Schuster about this new event, and it was all focused on like freestyle backcountry. You film a video part, and so when I got that email, it's just like, here we go, like perfect timing. It helped me make that transition with my sponsors too. So that was really sick.
How important is the team to bring to Real Ski? Because you've got your filmer and your editor and yourself and whatever other crew you bring with you. It's kind of a team effort, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's everything, definitely. Like all the video stuff I do, it's like all about the team behind it, and everything from safety and just like helping each other get to the spots, because it's a lot of hard work to get out there. So it's like so important to have a solid crew and a filmer that you trust too if something goes wrong. Where back then, to be honest, we weren't really thinking about safety too much. Like the first
Have you had
years,
some problems back there?
I've been pretty lucky, knock on wood.
That's a wood table.
Yeah.
If not, no, it's a wood table.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I haven't had like anything too crazy, but around the time I was just getting into it, one of my good friends, Dane Tudor, is a skier, and he had a really bad injury, and he was super close to the sled, like to the logging road where the snowmobiles were parked, but he dislocated his hip and he was stuck. Like my other friend had to basically like hold him in place, like try and boost him up for about 2 hours, almost 3 hours, while he had to get life flighted out because he was just in too much pain to leave. And that was like a big eye opener for us because we weren't thinking about safety. Like my first real snow part, it was just me and my buddy Brandon Kelly, who's now gone into film and done some pretty amazing things. But we would just go out alone sometimes, like, and just work together, have like a little zone. We'd work, and we weren't riding the craziest train, but we definitely, like, safety wasn't we weren't thinking about it all. We were just thinking about like stacking clips. And one night I remember it was like sunset. We were like way back in Pemberton. You been up to Pemberton?
Oh yeah, I've been to Pemberton. It's like way past Whistler, 2 hours. You're kind of in like logging territory.
Yeah, there's this spot, Rutherford. We call it the motherland because it's just like all like.
Doesn't Mike Michael Chuck live back there?
Yeah, I think it lives.
Legendary.
But that's a really cool like glacier area too, right? So
yeah,
you got a lot
massive.
of mixed terrain
for sure. Yeah, and you can go. It's like endless. So we would go back there, and one night we like went really far. Where like a lot of people, if you go that far, they bring extra gas and everything, and we would just. This is what you don't want to do for any skiers listening, but we went out way far, and they call it the gas drop. Bring extra gas and drop there, but right over it, and like as you sled up Rutherford, there's just like so many iconic jumps that you see in like so many snowboarders from their video parts, like iconic spot to build jumps. And we went to this new spot. We built a jump next to a spot that was pretty popular, but it was like a new spot, just a nice epic roller. And we like built our jump, and we saw it was going to be an epic sunset. and it's just the two of us, and we're like, all right, let's wait till like last light, so the light's like really popping. And I was trying like switch double corks and like no spot or like in reach device for if something went wrong to like get the heli to come there and get us. And so yeah, luckily I landed the trick and we were able to sled home. But after Dane got hurt, that was like a big eye opener for us to like, yo, we got to have a backup plan, and like shit can go wrong like really fast. So we definitely started taking safety really seriously after that. And TGR has been a cool crew for me. Like after I stepped away from X Games, I like linked up with TGR and they like got me on it with like safety and just backcountry protocol and how to do it right out there.
Yeah, that's wild. Danny took me to Alaska once. I nearly died.
Yeah.
He should.
Remember when we were snowmobiling?
Die.
Remember we were trying to go up that. We were going up that steep path.
Oh yeah, we
got
doubling,
stuck, and I was like
and you're
crying.
like, just leave me here. I'm like, get back on the sled. We're gonna make it like another.
I swear to God, I'm just leave
He's
me.
like, I can barely
Tired, I can't do
breathe.
it.
I'm like, just hold on.
That's funny.
But that's what it takes. I mean, it's a lot of teamwork in the backcountry. So much goes behind the scenes of these shots that people don't really understand, right? Like,
yeah, for
you
sure.
know, I mean, within the big line stuff, like, I don't know, I would always get crazy nerves of like dropping into shit where you're like, you make that commitment where you're like, all right, this is either going to go really good or really bad, but I'm committing to the really good right now.
Yeah, exactly. You can't think
You know,
about the bad. Gotta focus
Or even
on
just
the-
like days shoveling out there, right?
yeah,
Like
for sure.
spending a day shoveling, coming back the next day, hoping it's still there or good, and there's not some crew sitting on your jump.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Have you been out? Have you felt a slide before? Have you like felt
Oh
a
yeah,
crack?
yeah, for sure. I've been lucky till this last year. I was in this past March. I was in a pretty scary one, and I was able to get out of it luckily. But it was like, yeah, full on dropped into a pretty good sized face, and we were there probably like it was 2 days after a storm. Snow was like waist deep, and we went out there thinking like, okay, this is either going to be sketchy or it's going to be like the best day of heli riding we've ever had. And I was with a good guide that I felt comfortable with, and we went out, did a snow assessment run, checked it, and we thought it was like, wow, it's better than we were anticipating. Did all our proper checks, and then picked out a line, and it was not like too aggressive, but like definitely kind of stepping into it. But we went up there with a plan, like, okay, like take it easy on the drop, you know, and like thinking about where I was going to make my turns. And then as we flew up, landed on the line, the guide is sick. He's definitely one of my favorite guides to be out there with, snowboarder. And I had this line teed up where I was going to come. It was like a perfect little spine, and then I was going to roll left into like a little kind of double drop. But there was some kind of, you'd call it cabbage, like some trees and another little cliff below where I was like dropping into. And as we were standing up there, heli flew in, we like and landed, and sometimes you can use the heli to help test the snowpack. So we got close, and he was just like,
How's that?
using the rotor wash to like slough the face.
Oh wow.
And when it's really bad, like that can cause the slope to release, and then nothing, it's sloughed, but nothing like major. And then as we were standing there, we like dropped the cornice onto the slope, which is also like put some weight on the slope, see if anything reacts, you know. And then as we were standing there, we get all fired up. He's looking at my first turn. He's like, I bet you want to slash that thing. Where like when we went up there, I was just going to ride in high on it and just like drop a bit slow. And then as we were standing there, we just kind of, I guess like, we got sucked in just to like,
Into the shot more.
Yeah.
And out of the safety zone.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was epic, like bluebird day, super sunny, snow is sick, like really sick. And so we're standing there, and he's just like, I bet you want to slash that. I'm looking at him like, you know I want to slash that. He's like, I bet you'd be all right. But when I dropped in, it was so deep, it was like waist deep, that it slowed me down a bit. So I lost my speed, and I didn't really even have speed to do the slash. And I just dropped into like more of the gut than I was planning to be, like thinking about the shot, just trying to keep my flow. And then like I got probably 20 feet. I came across the ridge, and then I dropped, like committed to the face. And then when I was about 30, like 50 feet down, like boom, like big crack, but it happened way above me, and I was just like right in the belly of it. And luckily I had some speed at that point that I was able to just roll with it and then cut out of it and like get to some safety. But that was one that was definitely like, if I would have gone for a ride, it could have been bad for sure. And that's like, for me, I try don't want to fuck with avalanches. It's like,
No, hell no. In the
Yeah.
backcountry, I'm more of like an A to B snowmobiler. I want to
Yeah.
like go from A to B where we're gonna build this jump and like
Yeah.
hang out in a safe zone.
Mhm.
Because it's like you get those feelings up there. Like that one, did you kind of have this like intuition in your gut at all? Was it?
Yeah, well, a little bit, but standing up there, just like I think it was just the beauty of the day, and like the line looked nice, and talking with him, who I trusted, you know, and I think just the stoke together of like knowing like good, like just good riding, I guess, and like having just really getting sucked into the turn. I just wanted to throw a huge hack where I could have skied it a lot safer, but it's just like kind of thinking about the shot a little more than my safety. And for sure though, when it cracked, like you don't have time to really be scared. You just gotta react and like hold your ground.
Did you hear it crack or did you just feel it?
I felt it and saw it in front of me, but it was like
The
left
whole-
and right. Yeah. And then way like above me. So it hit me. When it hit me, it was like really
That'll
hit
wake
me.
you up.
Yeah, it hit me hard. And like, but luckily it was so fresh. It was like such good snow that I was able to fight it. And it's weird because I've been in a couple slides, but like you have these like crazy the instinct that like takes over. And on this one, you know that shot of Travis
The whole conversation I've been thinking about that shot of Travis Rice.
when he
where
like
he's like
ducks.
cutting the ridge a little bit and then
Yeah, well, when he like, there's one where he's like shredding down and like boom, big avalanche, and he's in it, and he has to like basically like duck dive almost to snow to like link the hard bed surface to cut out of it. And I had that thought kind of like pop into my head, and that's basically like what I ended up doing, was just trying to hold my ground and like was on the bed surface, and luckily was able, like if it was heavier snow, I would have for sure gone for a ride, but I was able to like just like hold my ground and cut just far enough like back to the high side. And when you drop in, like you always got to have an exit plan, and that was my exit plan, like if something went wrong.
Right.
But initially I was just planning to be like a little bit higher on this spine than I ended up dropping into. So
yeah, I like what you said there with like having that exit plan. I think that's like pretty important. And obviously now as like resorts are getting more crowded and split boarding's becoming more like popular and everyone like, what's like that key, those elements to like the safe pack? Like, you know, I know like, are you running a ABC pack, like full inflatable?
yeah, but the ABS.
ABS?
What
Yeah.
did you say? The ABC?
The ABCs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You should have
Well,
seen
I was
us.
trying to
You
get
should have
the-
seen. You should have seen us. You know, and they make you do when you go up to like Alaska
Yeah.
somewhere, and they make you do the test of like, all right, we're gonna drop a beacon and like find it.
Yeah.
You should see me try and find the beacon.
Oh yeah.
My
it's hard.
beacon's over there, and I'm like over there. Like I'm not the guy you want to be up in the fucking helicopter with.
No, for sure. And that goes back to like your team, like you're saying, when you go out there, you want to be with people that you're confident with. So if like,
Because that's your life. Your
It's-
life
yeah, and
depends
it's
on
like-
not you.
yeah.
If you get rolled and you're fucking under the snow,
yeah,
it's the people it's the people above ground looking for you that you need.
for sure.
That's
yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, those important tools, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah. You
The
got
ABC.
the ABC. Yeah. You got no the ABS. You gotta have like, if I ride in the heli and if I'm questioning, like that day I had ABS, but I didn't pull it, just like I do like everything I can to get out of it first, and you have it. It's like right there, you know. And if you're gonna go for a ride, then you pull it. But like my mentality is like do everything you can to get out of it first, and like not put your crew in that situation. But yeah, you got to be out there with a crew that like knows. So you know, a lot of times it's like not them. They're not gonna go for a ride, like because I've done my homework. Like I've gone to multiple avalanche courses, and it's gonna be me like under the snowpack. So you got to have like a strong crew. But yeah, like a good pack, and yeah, you have like your beacon, shovel, probe is like mandatory to go in the backcountry. Like yeah, anybody that wants to get into it, because now like it's getting so popular, and people, I think like you see it in the videos, and sometimes people get lucky, and you know sometimes even like it can be like a small crown that it looks dramatic on film, but maybe it isn't like so much to deal with. But like when it pops, like it's real every time, and like you just want to avoid that situation like altogether. And definitely, yeah, you gotta make sure to put it in. So anyone listening, if you want to ride POW, like make sure take ABS. Or
get your kit.
Just so everybody
take
knows
your Avi course.
who's
Yeah.
not watching, Sammy leant into the microphone.
Yeah, exactly. That's important shit. Take your Avi course and having like in reach, you know, when we go out, we got like satellite beacon with a plan too. Like for me, I'm doing a lot of my stuff up in Revy. So I talk to the local heli guys, like Aero helicopters before the season. Like, hey, can we call you if shit hits the fan? Like look out for this. Like and then they'll like, cause you want to make sure they're coming to get you too. And I've had times too where like my brother, my best buddy up there, he was out in the backcountry, and luckily I was home, but his girlfriend hit me up. It was like 2 p.m, and they had hit their satellite beacon for help, and they weren't going to go get him because just like search and rescue, like that's not even like, they're there, but like sometimes they can't come get you too, so like you have to hunker down for the evening. So like part of your pack, like beacon, shovel, probe, but then also having like an extra layer, some food,
peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, that's the good days. Put some banana in there.
Yeah, I heard a story. We were up
there.
in Alaska, and one of the guys was telling this story about how they were flying around and the crew was pushing them, and then they like basically were like, well, we don't have enough gas to get home. So they made it like 3/4 of the way back to where they were going and had to like basically park the helicopter or drop the crew off or something. And then they had like some magic edibles in their bag. And basically their survival theory was walk in a circle until the morning.
On mushrooms?
On something like that. I don't remember what he said. I forgot what it was. But he was like, this is the survival.
Yeah.
Our
just
survival.
get you high and trippy and like, hey, maybe you die, maybe you don't.
Like,
but
here's
you
what
enjoy
you
it.
do.
She'll be happy.
You walk in a circle and stay warm until the morning. You don't try and walk your way out because then people are going to have to try and find you. So it was like, stay here and walk in a circle until the morning.
Dang.
Yeah. Can be.
So those are things that may help people.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I was starting to say like my buddy, his girlfriend hit me up and she's like, they're not going to go get him. And it's like, call him back. Like, tell him to get him. Because, like, knowing my homie, he wouldn't hit it unless it was, like, real deal. And then she sent me the location, and I knew exactly where he was. So it's like, all right, like, we'll go. And, like, basically I put together, like, sleeping bag, some rope, like, survival pack of my own, and, like, anything I could to try and help him, like, whatever situation I was going to get myself into. They're, like, down low in this bowl. And yeah,
and you snowmobiled out there?
Yeah, I just started ripping from my house.
You didn't fly a helicopter, right?
I wish. Not that connected yet, but
soon.
Yeah, now my neighbor's he's getting his heli license, so I told him I'm gonna cut a little helipad at the property, and yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I was tripping, like, and luckily what happened was the kid he was with, his dad, like, knew someone from search and rescue, and that connection, like, they called him back and was able to, like, get him to go because they were just busy. They weren't going to go.
But you went out there.
Yeah, I went out there and I saw, like, I ripped out, had his girl, they both have sleds too, but they're not quite as experienced in the sled. So we, like, went out there, basically unload the sleds, like, ripping up. But it was so crazy. As I drove to the trailhead, I could see the heli. Like, I parked my truck and the heli, like, had just dropped some guests from the heli program off, like, nearby the trailhead, and they flew up to get him. I'm unloading my sled, like, watching the heli fly into the zone. And at first it went kind of the wrong way on the ridge. And this is like around 3:00, and it gets dark about like 4:00 this time. So they didn't, it was like 3:30 even. It was like pushing dark. So I was watching the heli as I was ripping up to get and the whole time, like, I just think, like, fuck, like, I hope he's not there. Like, I hope I don't have to get these guys. Like, hope the heli finds him. And I'm watching the heli, like, go the wrong way on the ridge. And I knew it was the other way, but it was almost dark. And luckily my buddy had a phone, but he had, like, he had a phone and basically, like, was able to signal the heli because they're so far down the bowl. The pilots saw the phone 2 minutes after their shutdown time, like when they're supposed to be home. So he was able to go in there and get him. And I just, like, kept ripping up at that point because I didn't know, like, if they got him or not. So I just, like, ripped all the way up, got to his sleds, and it was dark at this point, and it was a really freaky and, like, real moment to just, like shut the sled off. And it's, like, so quiet out there. You just hear the wind, on top of the ridge, see their sleds still there, just yelling down the bowl, like, Vince, Jordy, like.
And they'd been picked up.
They got picked up, but I didn't really know, but I just assumed at that point, because the heli went this way at first and then it went back, and I yelled and kind of, like, walked down the bowl a little ways, and then his girlfriend called me on the phone and told me, or we had radios. Yeah, she radioed me and said, like, they got him out of there. So then I was just like, whew, thank God, because I was prepared to go down and get him out of there if I had to. But yeah, just, like, those moments, just, like, I really respect the dangers, and
wow,
shit's real out there.
Superhero status right
yeah,
there.
that's gnarly. Not all superheroes wear capes. Well, that silver jacket's kind of like a cape. So you basically live in Canada. Are you somewhat Canadian at this point?
I don't live in Canada.
It doesn't.
Border.
Don't work in Canada.
If anyone from the Border Patrol is listening, I do not live in Canada.
Yeah.
But pretty much, yeah, I'm just like been spending a majority of the last 5 years up there.
Right. And then you spent all of this shit we've been going through. You didn't come back to America or COVID, huh?
Yeah, I just hunkered down up there, which is insane.
How was that? Obviously, it's difficult. People can't get in and out.
Yeah, it was real bizarre. Definitely, it was sick. Like snow was really good, but just hectic. We were trying to. So when COVID hit, I just got back from France. Was over there with Quicksilver. We did a Young Guns event, and that was like a week before the borders or Italy like came out saying how bad it was. And I was like in Chamonix last night before I left, like throwing out high fives to.
Yeah, you were basically at
hugging and kissing everyone.
Yeah, you were basically at ground zero.
Yeah, got home, got COVID. Like I'm pretty sure I had COVID. Didn't get tested, but
we all did too.
Yeah,
we basically got it from X Games 2019. Danny gave it to everyone.
Yeah,
from him.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't ground patient zero, but
for America we were. Isn't it crazy that it spawned from like ski towns?
I know. I don't think I brought it to Canada, but I was definitely. I was in the heart of it, but yeah, it was so bizarre. The whole thing broke out and it ended our season. Like they shut the backcountry down.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they just shut it right down, stopped forecasting. Like the community was just like, if you went out, it was kind of like local shaming, you know, like to see.
Yeah, so you didn't go out.
People out for a couple weeks.
Or at least you didn't post it. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we might have snuck out, but it was crazy too because Henrik Harlow rolled to town. Like he was in Norway doing X Games, and they were gonna shut everything down. So he ripped to Canada as fast as he could just to try and get there before the world shut down because he was planning to come up. And so he flew into town. They had to quarantine, and it was so bizarre because it was epic. Like, and I didn't try and tell him how good it was out there, but it was like best conditions, like as good as it gets, stable.
Do you ever try and tell people how good it is?
Up there? Too much.
No,
I've said too much already. Yeah. But yeah, he was there for like 2 weeks, and they came by, but yeah, it was like sunny, good snow, and they just had to chill in their spot. We didn't shred anything. And then after that, we're like, all right, talked to the heli crew again, told them where we're going to be going just to have our own like kind of exit plan if things went south. And yeah, we went out a few days for sure and got to give them a little intro to pillows and like all the terrain that I kind of first started riding up there. Give Dolo a little intro to that, and it was sick to just see his psych. And but that was in the season. We like stopped the film project. Everyone left. I was looking at it like, fuck, this is gonna be bad. I had a feeling it just was gonna be a long time, so I ended up staying, just hanging out up there for most of summer, and then going into the end of the summer. Border wasn't opening, so I contacted a immigration lawyer and ended up figuring out some options. So I just stayed the whole time.
What are the options? Just bunker down? You're like, circle that one.
Pretty much. But
send an email that says you're going to be temporarily not leaving.
Yeah, basically. But it was easy with COVID. They made it pretty easy to extend the status I had. You could just like fill out a form, send it in, and then you get granted temporary status while you're waiting to hear back. So the first time I sent my status in, I didn't hear back from anyone for 6 months, but I had temporary residency when you apply for this. So I was just living on that, and then I ended up applying again at the beginning of the winter, and they granted me a year-long like temporary residency. So I was able to stay through the winter and shred and kind of keep working on the film. But it was definitely a bummer because like why I stayed is I've been like trying to like really push myself in the mountains, and like the season before with COVID, we didn't get it the way I wanted to. So like I'm gonna stay and like give myself a opportunity because I felt like real ready, you know, with the skiing. Try and do some new stuff out there. And then then just last year was so weird with all the heli ops and the cat ski lodges that we normally go to. They had such strict protocols, and like just people getting contact with COVID, and like it was just a really weird year. So we were like constantly having to change plans, but it was sick. Definitely got to ski a lot of POW, like while the world was kind of felt like it was going to shit, you know, like it was so weird.
What's the new movie project? Can we talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it a bit.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, we're just about done. We don't have a title yet.
Oh, Danny's great with titles.
I'm so good at titles.
Yeah, you guys want to help me out?
Danny usually likes to do like a movie theme to the movie, so then you can dress up, you know?
Yeah.
The best one we never did was Blazed and Confused.
Blazed and Confused.
We never did. We should have done that one. We never did.
You could use that if you want.
Blazed and Confused?
Yeah.
We could maybe.
And then you could be Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused.
All right. I miss your old videos, man. I keep thinking about them, like the skits and all the stuff you guys were doing, the grenade videos back in the days. It's legendary.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that for sure. I mean, it's just cool to have that creative outlet. And I think skiing and snowboarding really makes that available to young riders to be able to like go. And especially now with like YouTube and all these, it's like you don't need this huge production and crazy movie release to like just drop jaws and break the internet.
Yeah, for sure. We got to bring those back, dude.
Dude, bring them back.
Yeah, for sure. But we got a theme this year. The theme is surf the mountains.
Ooh.
The vibe we're going.
Surf the mountains.
Surf the mountains.
Bunkered down.
Quicksilver. Yeah.
Ooh, bunkered.
Bunkered. Yeah, that's one of our
debunked,
bunkered, grounded. We have a little chit chat after the show here.
I like that.
I'll give you guys
that.
kind
We
of
don't
where
want
we're
to let
at.
the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, exactly. But no, my winter was like really weird last year because in the middle of COVID, I actually had crashed my sled, like super random. But on the way home, mid-January, I crashed my sled. I ran into a hole on the side of the logging road, just last minute, didn't see this like little washout. It wasn't even that big of a hole, but just the way I hit it, my gloves were kind of frozen too, so I didn't have the best grip on my sled. I like just came to an instant stop, didn't see it till the last second, and went over the bars and just like smashed my chin off the dash. And yeah, it was really bad. My first thought was like Mike Tyson. That's what popped into my head.
Yo, I can't say too much, but I did mushrooms with Mike Tyson last weekend.
You've already said too much.
Tell us about that. I want to hear about that.
Legal mushrooms.
Legal.
Chocolate. I don't know. Wherever I was, that was definitely. But
Where were you?
I was in Las Vegas. He came to a rave with us. He came to EDC.
Wow.
How was he hanging with him?
It was kind of crazy. Like it's he's got all these handlers and like he'll like switch on and off.
Yeah.
Like he'll literally be in full conversation and then just take a nap. And then
What?
like wake up and be hungry and I'm like, go get him food. And
You fed him?
Yeah, I fed Mike Tyson.
What'd you feed him?
Well, he's vegan, so I like fed him like vegan noodles and French fries.
Wow.
Every vegan person loves French fries.
Did you hug him? I don't know why, because you're like such a like.
Dude, I
you're
kind
such
of
an arm guy. Like you're always like putting your arm around
Yo.
my neck and getting way too close. I could see you doing that, and Tyson also being that kind of way.
I
Like,
kind of ended up like his chaperone for an evening.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but taking him to a rave was even more crazy.
Oh man, you got to connect me with Tyson. I've been dying to meet this guy.
Okay, yeah,
you
well,
should
we got it.
You should get his face tattoos.
You
like,
should do his
around your
podcast,
nipple.
actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that would
Set me up. That'd be
on
good.
that.
Yeah. We listen to his Joe Rogan and just the ego. Like like how you guys heard his podcast? He's talking about like, killing the ego and then talking like how he can't work out because he's always like his ego. As soon as he gets on the bike, his ego is like just turns back on and he doesn't want to be like all competitive anymore. And then the next podcast, he's basically training for that epic fight that he had.
I heard about this. I'm kind of excited to see him get in the ring again.
Well, he fought. He fought earlier this year.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and then they were saying he was going to do a bare knuckle fight, but I hope he doesn't do that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like you don't want to see Mike Tyson get beat up.
Nah.
You know what I mean? We're just at that point.
You don't?
No, what? Really?
What?
You don't want to see him? I mean,
I mean, it's like
But
boxing
like a bit- like
is
a-
boxing. It's like
Nah,
you want
yeah.
either one guy to get beat up. Usually, you're not like hoping it's gonna.
no,
be a
but like,
draw
say you don't
ever.
want to see Mike Tyson get fucking knocked out
No
at
way.
56.
Nah.
No.
He's done enough.
You know, so it's like, but I mean, listen, I think he's getting paid a lot of money to do those fights.
For sure. I bet
You
he
know,
is.
you know
But-
that last one he did was I think on Jake Paul's card. He was the second to. Ended up. I think it was an exhibition. I think they went 6 rounds, but it was a draw. But I mean, it's he's still obviously in shape, but
Oh yeah, he's a beast.
he's
Yeah.
like Anyway, I had my hangover moment.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
was your hangover
Yeah, hook me up with
moment?
Tyson. I'll go.
Yeah, you know. You wake
No
up. the next
tigers
day-
involved.
Yeah, nah, not that I remember. Not that I remember.
Yeah, when I hit on the sled, I like hit just boom, and like right off the dash, I saw stars in my mind. It's like fuck, like that's what it feels like to get hit by Mike Tyson. As my buddy's like asking if I'm okay, and I'm just like crawling out of this hole. Like, no, I'm not okay. But yeah, it was that. So that like halted my whole like a lot of the year.
Did you get hurt?
Yeah, pretty hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, concussion and just kind of delayed symptoms from it. Where I've hit my head before, but this one was definitely rocked me in a different way. Just like I hit the chin too. So I
Oh,
don't
so
know.
you're like that's where they say the glass jaw is, right?
Yeah,
Somewhere
it
in the
was-
chin zone.
Yeah, I didn't get knocked out, but it definitely halted me for a long
So
time.
out of your 10 plus years in the backcountry, I'm sure.
Mm.
How many snowmobiles have you destroyed?
A couple. Yeah, happens so fast.
Have you left any out there?
No, I've never had to leave one out there. But this year, I just got a brand new one this year.
Uh-huh.
And I think the third day riding it, we had like a sick day, breaking trail. Me and my buddy got up to a new spot. We're all fired up and like pushed it a little bit further just because the new machine was working so good. The new sleds are insane. They're so nice to ride. So much power.
Are they electric?
No, they're just coming out with them. The new
But they
ones are.
like
Yeah.
4-stroke, two-stroke and stuff. So, but definitely how many snowmobiles do you think you've bought?
Damn, put me on the spot. Like too many. I bought probably like 6, 7, 6. No, 6.
6 sleds.
Yeah.
Did you get them for free?
But no, buying them. Oh, Skidoo. If you guys want to work with me, love
They
to.
don't hook you up at
Yeah.
all?
No.
Yeah,
Just
Skidoos
all.
when we go on vacation.
But that's not.
They're just the water ones.
Sea-Doos. They're not Sea-Doos.
Oh, not skidoos. It's
No,
Sea-Doos. Oh, my
yeah.
bad.
We're
I got a
talking-
Sea-Doo hookup for you.
Oh yeah.
Do they work out there?
No, but that'd be cool for
I've never seen
that'd be
anyone
cool.
try.
I'm down for the summertime. Need us to do. But that's not in the course of 10. That's like my whole lifetime having that many sleds. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, but I usually have one for the filmers like at my house. So my old sled, I'll just retire it from my and let a filmer use it or like
Yep.
photographer when they come to town. Yeah, but this year, yeah, third day on my new sled, we were like done with the day. Buddy like already broke out the lunch, peanut butter, Nutella, banana sandwich. Was a
Yum.
good day.
Love banana, huh?
Yeah, that's just like
I
that's
like
a
peanut butter
treat.
jelly banana.
Yeah, it's good out there. But yeah, I was basically showing off, just trying to go to noon, like 12 o'clock. He was like up on this little perch eating lunch, and I
That's
just
a
came.
wheelie, I think.
Yeah,
What did you say?
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock,
That's
like
like-
really.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's like an official one, not like 10 o'clock, but like
Official.
noon.
Damn.
You're like fully boom on the,
Ooh.
You ever,
on the
you ever
tail.
been like driving down the road and you see somebody on their motorbike go past you at 12 o'clock?
Oh yeah, that's the best.
That's
I'm always-
crazy, eh?
Yeah, I love that. But yeah, I went to noon. Didn't really have. I just like really went to like wanted to slam it down next to him and just like bam, plan to give him just high five. We're all soaked on the day. Went to slam it down and it was a little bit more of a side hill than I was expecting, and it started getting pulled down towards some trees that I didn't see on the way up there. And so instead of just like tipping over, I gave it a little juice and there was like no exit at all. I just had a finger throttle too, so ended up going down right into basically like headed towards some trees and went to grab the brake, but it was actually my throttle and just like right into a tree. So like brand new sled, took it to the shop. That one hurt.
That hurt. Yeah, because anytime you bring a snowmobile to the shop, it's like you're not walking out of there with under $1,000 usually.
Yeah, that one definitely hit the wallet. But that was good. Some of the shops in Revy, they helped me out for sure. The boys up there.
But it's like buying an unlimited lift ticket to
It
like
is.
endless POW. So
It
there's
is
definitely, I think, a lot of great things that come out of snowmobiles.
for sure. Yeah, after I bought my first one, I was riding it thinking like, this is the best thing I've ever.
Dude, it's like a
Like,
snow tank.
Yeah, they're the
It's like the
sickest. Yeah.
coolest, like
So much
just
fun.
terrain crosser. What you're getting to and what you're getting to ride is like, it's unmatchable even to like maybe a heli, but the energy that goes into heli riding is so like more tense. Right?
Mhm.
You got more concern, more worries. You got guides who are like keeping you in line.
Yes,
You get a
that's-
snowmobile and it's like, see ya.
See you
Yeah.
later.
Going out into
Yeah.
the
You
wilderness.
get a helicopter and a snowmobile, you're done.
Unlimited fun.
You're good.
Yeah, bring the boys up, tandem and buddies. Hook them up with the best run of their life. It's a
Dude,
good
best
feeling.
runs of your life.
Yeah,
So we
Sure.
kind of keep these short, but Danny has
Alright.
this lightning round he does at the
let's
end.
do
here,
it.
Which is like the most important part.
This is the most important part.
All right. Shit.
So don't mess this up.
Nervous.
Okay, your first question is, what is the most epic place in the world for powder runs
For powder runs,
that you've been
What?
to?
I'm definitely not gonna say.
Don't
My
say the
favorite
trail
spot.
drop, but
Yeah.
maybe like how about a resort?
A resort, Japan.
Japan.
That,
And which
that's not a
resort?
resort, but that's a country.
Just over in Japan.
Oh,
Anywhere in
see, he doesn't
Japan.
even want to tell people about Niseko.
Yeah, and this Hokkaido.
Just Japan.
Yeah, Hokkaido. Just the
Where?
whole experience, the culture, the
Just
pow.
by Tokyo.
Yeah, over that way. Go to Japan. Don't come to Canada.
Who is your biggest idol in free skiing
My biggest idol in
or
free
skiing in
skiing.
general?
I
Is it
just
Glenn
skip it
Blake?
with Pollard, Eric Pollard.
Not Glenn Blake?
Not Glenn Blake. He's a G. He's definitely a legend, but Pollard just on and off the hill, good dude, and the contribution to skiing from the style standpoint, and also just the gear and all his design work with skis. I think it's pretty groundbreaking for sure.
I know you keep your backcountry spots a secret. Do you ever
Do you?
throw out like diversions, like terms where you're like, oh, this was so sick, like Michigan, or
A little bit
Michigan.
this
You ever-
year because
you ever mislead?
try to. Now I'm trying to because this year some of my buddies in Revy were telling me like, oh, the boys are starting to like really dissect the videos. So then and like now you got to post on Instagram. It's like
Yeah.
part of it now. So yeah, I'll try and like just have photos and stash from previous days and throw them up like we were there that day, or just like flip the photo a lot and yeah,
You flip the photo.
yeah,
even.
try and flip the photo.
Oh, I get that. Like reverse it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, flip it.
Wow.
Craziest.
But I don't have any like my spots. They're not worth going to anyways. You know,
Yeah,
for
no,
the
well, not
record.
unless you want to go like 140 feet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it sounds good, but I've been up to a bunch of those trails, like Brandywine and stuff, where you see all these like iconic jumps, and you're like, wow.
Yeah,
Like it
Yeah,
looks
my
easier
spots
in a
are-
video than when you see like the landing spots of a jump and
Mm.
no one's there. You're like, whoa, they were going huge.
yeah. Always a
Um,
mission.
What's your craziest Henrik story?
Henrik story.
Yep.
Damn. Well, I think it was just when I met Henrik actually when he was 12. I met Henrik when he was 12, and I was over in Sweden, and he couldn't speak any English. The only word he knew was yeah, and it was so sick because he still has the same smile like now as back then, and that's what I love about him the most. Probably just like how genuine and pure of a human being he is. But we were having a session together, like 2 evenings where we just session rode all day and no communication, just pure stoke, you know, and smiles, and all he could say was yeah. So that was a pretty good one.
If you could have any snack sponsor for the Backcountry to endorse, who would it be?
Anyone? Dang. I always now maybe there'd be some
Some peanut butter.
what's it? some bars, some snack bars probably, but I think just let's stick with peanut butter, like peanut butter and Nutella. Yeah,
Dude, Biscoff spread?
Yeah, those are
That's pretty
yeah.
bomb too.
I got an idea for a peanut butter commercial. Just like imagine coming in on a piece of bread and you see me just throw a slash, boom, spread the peanut butter, perfect.
Who's the jelly?
Who's the
There's
jelly?
the Really needed,
You
man.
come in with another slash and the jelly.
Jelly just spreads on
And then
top.
rains, banana.
I'm all about that local, organic, just
Yeah.
jelly. Yeah,
What's bumping in your headphones right now?
bumping in my headphones. I've been listening to. I'm definitely still a hip hop head, but like Griselda is probably they're like the newest hip hop crew that I'm pretty psyched on.
Cool.
Griselda,
Where
and
they
then like Wu-Tang. Still love Wu-Tang, and I don't know who else. Big reggae guy too,
Couldn't tell.
but
What's your favorite like video part people out there should go watch if they haven't seen it yet of yours?
of mine,
Yep.
Maybe I'm still pretty. I don't know. On Top of the Hood is one of my favorites.
On Top of the Hood?
Yeah,
I've seen those jumps you make up there. They're pretty sick, man.
yeah.
Those
Thank you.
hips.
That was a super fun time.
And if you could go on a ski date with me and Dingo anywhere in the world, where would you take us?
Alaska.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, those are all the questions I got for you. And it is
Sick.
absolutely radical to have you in here.
Hell yeah. Good catching up with you boys.
Legend status. Sammy Carlson.
Thank you.
It's a wrap.
Thanks, boys.
Rock and roll.
Shoo.
Unleashed with the Dingo and Danny. Fueled by Monster Energy.